You're restoring me piece by piece.
What's up, my restored beauties? Welcome back to my channel. Last video we talked about how to stop criticizing your spouse, and today we are talking about how to stop nagging your spouse, which is kind of the same as criticizing, but it's done a little bit different and it's more annoying. I am not perfect. My marriage is not perfect, my relationship is not perfect, but I don't mind giving back, sharing what worked for me, and it may work for you, but sometimes it may not, and if it doesn't, that's okay. You do what works for you, you know, what works for your relationship. Before we start this topic, make sure that you are subscribed. I would love to have you as a subscriber on this channel, and also hit the bell button. This way you're notified every time I upload a new video. And follow me on all my social medias. Everything will be in the description below, always. There is nothing more unpleasant than in a marriage relationship or any relationship than a nagging spouse or partner. No one likes it, and pretty much everybody does. Us women are accused of doing it most than men, because men don't do what we request them to do. So most of the time we come across as nagging. Nagging is just something that you do or say repetitively, mostly say repetitively, and it's just annoying, you know. It sounds like, let's say, you know, I'm just telling my kid, pick up the garbage, pick up the garbage, pick up the garbage, pick up the garbage. You know, if you know what you're supposed to do, then just do it. You know, if you hate to be nagged all day long, then just do it, you know. This way you won't be nagged. I know there may be women and men sometimes who actually enjoy nagging others or do it on purpose, but I know most of the people, especially women, we nag because men don't do what we expect them to do, or our kids. But we're talking about marriage relationship in this case. Here are some examples of nagging moments. As much as you may hate to hear them, because maybe your spouse nags you all the time, hear me out. Now men is talking. You're right, you're just angry. The woman, no, I'm not angry. I'm not angry. You're making me angry by saying that I'm angry. Men, yeah, you asked me once to take the garbage and now you're yelling because I didn't take it. Woman, no, I asked you 5 times to take the garbage out, and that's why I had to raise my voice. Men, oh, I see, I didn't realize that it was 5 times. Okay, I'm taking it out now. Okay, so you see the conversation. And I know not all men are like this, but I know most men are like this, you know. You tell them to do something and their mind is somewhere else, especially if they're watching TV or they're doing something. You ask them something, and they're like, yeah, I'll do it, I'll get it done. But then you have to say it so many times, then it becomes a nagging, you know, a request. And then you're like, oh, why are you nagging? And then you're like, no, I'm not nagging, I'm just asking you. No, you're nagging. And then voices are raised, you know, emotions, you know, you get angry, you get mad, you throw offenses, you know, to each other. And this is how it all begins, you know. So to avoid all that, hear me out and these tips and ideas, okay? And how to avoid all that, you know, and to avoid that conversation from escalating and ruining your relationship. And I know this example defends the women more and kind of exploits men and how they really are. Some men, okay, but you can take it on either side. You can view this example either side. Like, you can actually view it, the woman being asked to do something by her spouse, by her husband, and then she's being nagged, you know. Because I'm pretty sure there's men out there who nag as well, not just women. Okay. So view it the way you want to view it, you know, whichever side suits you, okay? To avoid fights like this, all men have to do is pick up after themselves and do things without being told. Like, know your responsibilities, your chores, you know. No one picks after me. No, my socks, my shoes, I put them away. I put my socks away, my dirty laundry, the dirty towels, the dish. No one picks up after me. I do. So if you're an adult, pick up after yourself. Because if you have not learned how to pick up after yourself, it either means that you're lazy, sloppy, or somebody always did it for you, or you just don't care. So to avoid being nagged, just do it, apologize, and move on. Nagging only makes relationships cold and distant. Proverbs 21:9 says this: better to live on the corner of a roof than to share a house with a nagging wife. Alright. It says wife, but you know, you can add men there too, because I'm pretty sure men nag as well. And this video is not to bash women or men. This video is simply a reminder, or yes, what nagging does, you know, or description what nagging does to your relationship and how to avoid it, so you avoid fighting, you know, you avoid all those heated up conversations, and eventually, you know, it ruins your relationship. So, and I think if both men and women had their house responsibilities shared, there will be less fights, you know, less nagging, because everybody knows what to do, you know. Sometimes nagging attacks the character of the person, because you're saying stuff like this: he or she is lazy. So how do we avoid nagging? Here are some tips and ideas, and please listen. I hope that you share them. I hope that you find them helpful. If you do, don't forget to give this video a like. So number one, in avoiding nagging, suggest tasks without words. So if you know that you're the one who takes out the garbage, like I know I'm the one that does the garbage here. Pretty much around the house, I do everything. My husband works, he works full-time. I don't really expect him to do much besides cleaning up after himself. And even that, I still have to nag him, but not as much as I used to, because I'm finding it that the less I do it, the more he's reminded, you know, because the more you nag, it's just, a lot of people, when you nag them, they take it personally. It's like I said in an example, they take it as if you're attacking their character, you know, saying, oh, you dirty, you dirty whatever, pick up your clothes, your shoes, your socks, whatever, you know. And that's not what you're saying, but it comes across like that. I mean, it comes off like that, and nobody likes it. But in the end, if you don't like it, then pick up after yourself, you know. In this house, I do the garbage. Like today, last night I put up the garbage. On Wednesday, I put out the recyclables, so I know what to do. Pretty much I do pick up after everybody a lot, after my 4-year-old and my husband. But as far as my chores around the house, I do know what they are. I don't expect nobody to remind me. If I'm reminded, I hate that. I don't like that. But at the same time, I think when in a marriage relationship, it doesn't really matter who does what, because if that's your house, then you should care for that house just as much as your spouse, your wife, you know. Let's say you have a wife that's stay-at-home mom, you know, you should take care of it too, you know, the mowing the lawn, or whatever, doing things inside the house or outside the house, you should care just as much, you know. And don't think that you should just get away with the idea of, oh, you know, I pay the bills, you know, I bring the bacon. Yeah, that's your job, you're a man. But don't have this idea in your head that, oh, now I do that, I really shouldn't be doing other stuff around the house, you know. Yes, you should, because if you're paying for that house, for that apartment, you should take care of it, you know. And there's nothing wrong, you know, to take care of it. And if your spouse has the responsibilities, he or she may not be able to carry it, then you carry it, and without nagging or tooting your horn or making a big deal, just do it, because it's your space too, okay? That's it. It's as simple as that. Number 2, how to avoid nagging. Limit yourself to 1 word instead of 100. Garbage, or socks, your shoes, stuff like that, you know, to avoid fighting, to avoid, you know, because sometimes you might have a spouse that's very sensitive, and if you say the full sentence, babe, pick up your dish, or pick up after yourself, that's just a very long sentence, and they might take it as an attack, you know, like all the time you're nagging. So to avoid all that, you know, because some people are sensitive, just say 1 word, you know, that's all. And number 3, don't insist if the task is not done your way. If the dishes are not put away on the way you want them to, or the way you do it, if the bed is not made the way you do it, or I don't know, something, you know, don't insist, don't make it a big deal. Everybody learns, everybody does things different, so avoid all that. Just don't insist that it be done the way you want it to be done. Accept the way they do it, and it's fine. When they leave, fix it. That's what I do. 4, remind your spouse that it is better to decline a task than to break a promise, which means it's better to just say I can't do it instead of yes I will, but never do it. Number 5, assign chores based on personal preferences, meaning give each other, or okay, let's say even for kids, you know, okay, you like to pick up the garbage, so that's your chore, you know. Or me, or something, you know, I don't mind doing the lawn, so I like to do that, and I do it, you know. Whatever you think that person is likes, or has a preference as a chore, assign that to them, and don't make them do, rather than making them do something that they may hate. And number 6, it's the easiest one, do it yourself. DIY. Yes, it shouldn't come to that, but in the end, if they don't want to do it, it's fine if you do it yourself. But I think when it comes to adults, like my 4-year-old, okay, when we come in the house, I tell her, shoes, please. She knows. She picks them up, she puts them in the shoe rack, she puts them in a shoe closet, and that's it. That's her responsibility with her clothes, with her toys. She knows that, you know, that's where they're supposed to go, and you train that kid from the beginning. But when it comes with adults, like your spouse, it's kind of annoying to keep telling your spouse, pick up your shoes and put them in the shoe closet, or pick up your jacket and hang it over there, or pick up your dish and just throw it in the sink, you know. You don't have to wash it, just throw it in the sink. It's easy. So it's kind of annoying to remind an adult more than reminding a child, because with a child, you're training them, you're telling them from the beginning, you know, something that they didn't do before. As they're growing up, you are building those skills daily, but you expect them not to do it because they're kids. But with adults, what's wrong with them? So it's a little bit annoying, and when you have to remind them and then all the time, then you as a wife come across as a nagging wife, which is annoying. But like I said in the beginning, if men did what we expect them to do, or what's expected from them to do, which is not much, just pick up after yourself, that's all. There will be less nagging, okay? All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this material, these steps, these ideas on how to stop nagging. And I hope that you can share them, because sharing is caring. And also don't forget to subscribe if you're new to this channel. I make videos to remind you, videos from all different topics about life, my personal experience, marriage, relationships, things that, you know, I'm grateful for, things that God has helped me overcome. So basically my personal life, and in general, you know, topics in general that matter, that are just around life, you know. So if you like stuff like that, I would love to have you subscribe to this channel, so we can all help each other. All right, be blessed. Bye.
You're restored.